we partnered with CareerPlug at the beginning of this year to help you with your recruiting efforts. And I'm so the software is super slick. It does so much for you. So we are excited that we're providing the basic package. And then Britta can talk more about what you can add on and all the features that that has. But Britta Wing is our partner growth manager with CareerPlug, and she has a lot of information to share with you. So I don't really want to keep talking. I'm just going to hand it over to her, and she can help us use our tools to maximize what we can get out of them. Britta, thank you for being here.
Yes, thank you, Kim. Good afternoon. We've officially hit the afternoon over the lunch hour. I appreciate you taking some time today to join the Lunch and Learn. And like Kim mentioned, I'm Britta Wing. I am a partner growth manager with CareerPlug. And my job is to partner with individuals like Kim at IAT and a lot of other partners that we do work with. I work primarily with the insurance industry. So aside from one of our insurance partners, I do work with all the others that we operate with to be able to provide a system to agents and agencies to really help them with their hiring. We can probably all attest to how challenging it can be to hire, to find candidates. Oftentimes the revolving door that happens with candidates, or even, ghosting that happens. So really my goal today is for you all to take away some tidbits on some best practices, kind of what I'm going to show you and talk about on how to be successful with recruiting. Some of these things are not CareerPlug related, so I want you to walk away with things that you can do in your own hiring process. Obviously, utilizing CareerPlug would help you to be able to take advantage of all the things that I talk about, and some other things as well. But my goal is for you to walk away today with maybe some actionable things that you could implement, right away into your hiring and recruitment process to help you to be a little bit more successful with your hiring, such as be more successful with your hiring, because that's kind of our goal today. So I'm going to jump in. I'm going to share my slide here. All right, Kim, can you see it?
I can.
Cool. All right. So we're going to jump right in. If I can get my screen to click here. Okay. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to talk about, in this very challenging hiring environment, a little bit about why that's happening. Yes, there is a shortage of workers. Last time I checked, there were approximately 1.6 open jobs for every candidate that's really eligible to do that job. Meaning that there's almost 2 jobs that they could fill. There's a shortage of actual humans to do all the job postings that are out there right now. But the candidate experience has shifted, especially since the COVID. I know we hate to continue to blame the pandemic, but really it shifted what has been happening in the hiring environment. Many companies are still recovering from that, and the candidate and the hiring experience has definitely changed. So when a candidate is looking for a job, the roles have almost kind of shifted in the sense that as an employer, you are actually the ones that are a little bit being interviewed. So candidates are looking for the right opportunity, the right place to work, the right manager, the right industry, and they really want to know, what is in it for them. And when I have the opportunity as a candidate to apply and interview for multiple jobs, why one employer over the other? So candidates, they have really high expectations for their prospective employers, being yourselves as you look to hire. And what some of those expectations are is very easy to apply, very easy to interview, very easy to get an offer. They don't want to do quite as much work as maybe they once had done to, excuse me, oops, what's happening to my screen here? To apply and, kind of gone are the days of a lot of cover letters. Some people don't even have updated resumes. So we're going to kind of talk about some of those hurdles as well. But we really want to kind of focus on what can you do to match the expectations of these candidates that are searching for jobs. So the slide deck that I'm presenting with today has a lot of clickable links. For example, this 2023 candidate experience. If it is orange and it is underlined, it is a clickable resource for you that could help you with some of the things that I'm talking about, or maybe a recap, a step-by-step guide of some of the things that I'm talking about, so you know how to do these things. So the candidate experience report is we took feedback by interviewing quite a few applicants that had actually applied to CareerPlug jobs. And we asked them things like, for example, you can see as a job seeker, what was your primary reason for ghosting? Ghosting means the candidate applies and you never hear from them again. That could be with your initial outreach. It could be them not showing up for their interview. It could be them not showing up for their first day of work, or they don't show up for their second day of work. They just feels like they've dropped off the face of the earth. So then the candidate experience report will break down a lot of these questions kind of into these pie charts as far as, 30% of these said that they had a negative experience with the employer during the interview process. A negative experience to them might be, you know what, it took them 4 days to schedule an interview. That's too long. I wanted an interview, 2 days after I applied. That sets a expectation for you that you have to be reviewing your candidates as quickly as possible, reaching out to them as quick as possible, and scheduling that interview as quick as possible. A negative experience may have been they didn't like the communication that the hiring manager provided. Maybe everything was through email and they don't really use email. Maybe everything was through a phone call and they would prefer texting. So focusing on you as an employer, what you can do differently to try to match these expectations of these job seekers. The biggest takeaways from this are communicate with your applicants as quickly as possible after they apply. CareerPlug's goal for you all and any hiring manager would be that you have corresponded and reached out to an applicant within 24 hours of when they apply. How do you do that quickly? You designate a few minutes in the morning of each day to review any new applicants. You can use tools in CareerPlug like pre-drafted text messages and email templates that you can very easily send to the candidates. Thank you so much for applying. We'd love to schedule some time to chat with you. We also have an automated tool called Autopilot, which is in our premium plan, that allows you to have an automation that automatically sends candidates texts and emails with a link to your calendar availability to allow them to schedule an interview based on their availability. And then once you have started that communication process, would really encourage you to continue communicating with them as often as possible. It's becoming a little bit of a hand-holding experience in the sense that they want open communication to the first day that they apply and for the duration of working for you as their employer. Communication can mean a variety of things. It can mean check-ins. It can mean reminders for interviews. It could be once you've made an offer that you are continuing to not just kind of let them go until their first day, but sending them a thank you for. So when you have some time, feel free to take a look at that candidate experience report. You can click on that to review significantly more information about how to really change your recruitment to be more focused on candidate experience to help you be a little bit more successful. And another really great way to communicate with applicants is texting. So I wanted to take just a few minutes to talk about the texting tool that is available within CareerPlug that will allow you to, again, contact those applicants within 24 hours. There are pre-built with either of our subscriptions to Pro or Premium. You get text message templates, the availability to text candidates from the system. This is not through your own personal device. But be able to text through the system to communicate with the applicant. It is a much preferred method of communication for a lot of candidates. We're going to say nowadays. As the generations change, communication tools also change. And texting has kind of become a way for people to quickly engage and even answer, requests and questions. So just some statistics that we've found here at CareerPlug, that text messages, how much more they're opened than an actual email, how many more responses you're going to receive from text versus email, and how much faster somebody's going to respond to a text and an email. I like to put this in a little bit of a personal perspective. So next to me happened to have and I'll use my mom for an example. I'm making some plans with her for this weekend. If she sends me an email like, hey, let's meal plan for the weekend, she's lucky if I check that email like tonight. And even if I do read the email, I'm probably just going to text her or maybe call her. And it's going to be kind of the same with your applicant, that They are not checking email as often. So if you send them an email thanking them for applying and asking them to schedule an interview, they might not even get that email. They may very rarely be checking their emails. And with a text message, it's going to go directly to their phone, much more likely that they're going to see that message and respond to it to help you get that interview scheduled a little bit quicker. So just something to also think about potentially implementing into your recruitment process. I did forget to mention that if anybody has any questions at any time, please feel free to, raise your hand, stick it in the chat, whatever functionality we have so that we're able to answer those. Now I want to shift to posting a job. So when you're looking to hire, you got to get a job posting out there. You got to let the world know that you are looking to hire commercial lines producer, receptionist, whatever it might be that you're looking to hire. So with a CareerPlug account, even the free basic, you do have access to these job templates. We worked very closely with Kim and the team to create the most standard jobs that you would maybe need to post for. So these are the templates that are available to you should you need to post a job. Now, you can see on the bottom that there's like a create job. You could also at any time create your own job template. You can use one of these as like a starting point, but then you can also create any of your own that might be, a unique position or just something that's, different to your agency that you also want to be able to recruit for. You can certainly do that through here. But as you can see, we have a few positions that you're eligible to post for. And I just wanted to point this out so you kind of know what is available to you with a CareerPlug account should you not already have one. But then I really want to focus on what does it mean to post and how can we be more successful with those job templates. So I'm going to show you and talk a little bit about some best practices for that. So again, we talked a little bit about, how much time an applicant is actually going to spend looking at a job post. It's only going to be about 7 seconds. You've got 7 seconds to engage with that applicant in your job posting to allow them to be not only interested in your job post, but also try to encourage them to apply. That's not very much time. So how do we do that? How do we make our job posting attractive and appear to be something that an individual would want to apply to? So the very first thing you can do with either the job templates that are designed or any job post that you're doing on your own is highlight the benefits and perks of your agency at the top of your job post. So when you're creating that job post, take some time to add in what makes you an employer of choice. What can you offer a candidate that is going to incentivize them, that's going to excite them? And I'm talking about like get creative. So in your job post, yes, talk about what your benefits are, talk about, what you have to offer. Things like compensation are definitely important. But then it's also, outside of the box, like what is really going to kind of excite them. So things that could possibly be. On your first day of work, you will be taken out to lunch. We offer tuition reimbursement. We offer career advancement. What does career advancement look like? Maybe that means that you will help them get some sort of state certification if that's a requirement. Maybe you will pay for that. Maybe you will allow paid time to be able to do that. Anything that's just going to kind of set you out as a side as it will give an employer of choice. Then when you are creating the job template itself, it's really important to keep things clear and easy to read, specifically job titles. So your job title should kind of align with a keyword that an applicant might search for. So for example, internally, we all know what a commercial lines producer means, but when I first started working with the insurance, I was like, I don't know what that means. What's a producer? I thought that they hired insurance agents. So, I've kind of aligned with Kim and several of the other groups I work with too, as yes, internally, let's call it a, commercial lines producer, but externally to our job seekers, let's call it something that they might search for. So we're going to call it a commercial lines insurance agent. And then these keywords are going to be things that they're actually searching for. So when they go to Indeed, they type in insurance agent versus producer. I'm going to populate your job a little bit easier for them. In the actual body of the job post, You do want to keep it fairly simple, concise, and easy to read. So limiting the amount of information that you have on there. This is not a job description. This is a high-level overview of what the job is. The most important qualifications, the most important responsibilities, maybe the most attractive ones, if some of them are more attractive than others, and breaking that up into bullets, making it easy for them to read and really understand what your expectation is in an applicant, and also what they can expect from you, and what do they need to be able to do to have the job. It's your opportunity to, or it's your, I'll be able to sell the opportunity. Highlight in there, why it seems like a really great place to work. And then I threw a last bullet point in here on once you have posted a job, you want to make sure that you are, keeping up with that job post. Could be that you're refreshing it every 30 days. CareerPlug does offer the availability to refresh, which means that it'll get a little bit of a bump into the placement on the job boards. But then at 90 days, you actually should close out any jobs that are 90 days or older and open up a brand new job. Brand new job is going to go to the absolute top of the job boards. You're going to get the most exposure. You're going to get a jump in your applicant flow. And it also, at that time when you're opening up that job, allows you again to think about, hey, has anything changed in what I offer this candidate? Have the wage changed? Have the hours changed? Have our benefits changed? And then you can modify that job template to kind of match that job posting to maybe anything that's changed since you last posted the job.
I had a thought, Britta, when you were talking about highlighting the benefits and perks. I think community involvement, like if your agency allows them to go out and work in the community, that would, and they get paid time off. I feel like we all care about community involvement, but if that is really part of your culture of your office, and you're probably going to talk about culture later in this presentation, but definitely put that in as one of the perks as well, don't you think?
That is a great one. I'm going to actually write this in here.
Oh, look at me. See? I feel so proud.
I like that. That's a great one.
Awesome.
All right. Then I'm going to move on to some specifics of what your job post should also have in it. And one of those is posting the wage. There has been a little bit of a back and forth for many years on should we post wage, should we not post wage? Does it make us too competitive? Are people not going to apply because the wage is too high? Yada, yada, yada. We now have found that for a variety of reasons, and I'll share a couple of them, that you should always post the wage for your job postings. The very first one is honestly, applicants expect to see it. So as they are searching through a plethora of jobs on the job boards, they're kind of scrolling, they're scrolling through a list of the jobs that are out there. They are much more likely to click on a job, read a job posting, and even apply to a job post if it has the wage. This helps them get a clear idea, again, what's in it for them. Am I going to be able to pay my bills? Is this something that I can do that can help me to be successful? The second one is that, it creates a really great candidate experience because you're being transparent, you're being open with them, you're giving them the information that they're looking for. And if you do not post a wage within your job posting, if you're created in CareerPlug or otherwise, the major job boards are very focused on candidate experience. They also expect to see a wage in your job post. So let's say you post a job in CareerPlug and you're paying for a paid subscription of CareerPlug. Your job post is going to get sent to 14 of the biggest job boards. Biggest one being Indeed, closely followed by ZipRecruiter, LinkedIn, different things like that. Indeed, for example, your job is going to get sent from CareerPlug to Indeed. They are going to review every single new job and look for a few things. One of the few things that they're looking for is what's in it for the candidate. Are you highlighting your company culture? Are you talking about what your benefits and perks are? And did you list a wage? If you did not list a wage in your job post, they're going to use their own estimation tools, such as Indeed owns Glassdoor. A lot of information on there on what other people are paying. They're going to look at maybe that commercial alliance producer role or insurance agent role in a similar area to where you posted your job, similar title, estimate a wage, and actually put it right on your job post on Indeed. That might not align with what you're actually paying, So you can run into a little bit of a hiccup during the interview process. The candidate's like, well, that's not what I saw on the job board. So just do your best to, be open and honest with that wage right away from the beginning in your job post. So this is a screenshot of what it looks like in CareerPlug. You can pick ranged or fixed. I chose ranged for the screenshot because I think that's the best opportunity for you to list kind of a minimum and a maximum, because I know many of these roles do, make more money based on maybe goals. Maybe it's incentivized with, not only bonus, but what they're making, in commission. So what you list as the wage here should be kind of what the baseline is, without commission. So maybe it's 50 to 65,000 based on experience. We would put that in here as our range. And then in the job post, one of the bullets that I should have in my benefits and perks is this is a, position that is eligible for commission. You don't have to do a lot of specifics, but you can again give a range. So eligible for commission of up to $20,000 annually, whatever that might look like. Okay, now as a job seeker, all right, I know it pays a maximum of 65,000 plus up to 20,000. If I have the skills and I really work well at this and I do well, I could make $85,000 a year. So just kind of again giving them the full compensation package. All righty. I did provide here a few compensation resources for you. So maybe you're kind of struggling with, well, what should I pay? What's competitive in my market? What are other people paying? These are 5 really great resources to kind of help you figure out what you should be offering. Again, based on skill level, location of where you're at, what's happening in the current market, what your competitors are paying. So you can use any of these tools to try to help you kind of better align with what you should be paying. I'm going to shift towards some other things that can help you to boost your applicant flow. One of which is not always requiring a resume. Now, I know that seems kind of counterintuitive, like, well, how am I supposed to know about an applicant if they don't attach a resume? But requiring a resume is also a little bit of a deterrent because 2 reasons. First, a lot of people are applying through their mobile device. They are taking 7 minutes to apply to a job directly from their cell phone, and they might not have an accessible resume, so they can't even attach it. Second is maybe they don't have an updated resume. Maybe like it's Friday afternoon and I am just sick and tired of my job. I'm so ready for a new opportunity. And, over the weekend, I think about it and I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I'd really like to try out the insurance industry. Maybe I even have some of the certifications for it. I did it previously. But they don't have an updated resume. Either of these, they will not be able to apply to the job. And again, this is in CareerPlug specific, if it is toggled on that resume is required to apply to the job. This again is a screenshot of posting a job in CareerPlug. But even if you're using a different tool, consider not requiring a resume. The section to attach the resume still applies on the job application, but now they're able to apply even if they don't have a resume. Pre-screen questions are asked. See on the screen that's still going to help you understand, do they have the licensure that we are looking for? What education do they have? What's their experience? And then you can, entertain if that's somebody that you want to have that initial conversation with a phone screen or virtual, whatever it might be. And if you wanted to add more pre-screen questions, you certainly could do that. If acquiring a resume is very important to you, please feel free to, have it as a requirement. For it somewhere within the interview process. Like after you've had that initial phone conversation with them or that initial interview and you say, we'd really like to get a better understanding. Do you have a resume that you could email over to me? So there's still ways to get that resume if that's something that's really important to you as well. All right. Big question that we get. When should I post jobs? Early in the week. Mondays and Tuesdays are honestly the best days to get that job out there. Kind of like the example I used earlier, people might be updating their resume. They might be thinking about jobs that they want to apply to. And then applicants apply the most Monday through Wednesday. So if you get your job post out there on Monday, you're going to have the best visibility for those job seekers that are looking early in the week. So getting that first initial job posted early in the week, again, could potentially help with your applicant flow. By using, a paid subscription of CareerPlug, you can create your job any day of the week. within the system, and then maybe you want to post it, set it up for a later date to have it post on Monday. So maybe administratively, Thursday is just a really good day. You've got the time to build out that job, to think about it. Then you could set to have it post the next Monday so that it reaches the applicants at an ideal time. All right. I mentioned that, Indeed is the biggest job board. That is nationally, actually also Canada as well. And what that means is that a majority of your applicants are probably going to come from Indeed, even, some of your better quality ones, some that you might be interviewing or hiring. But the job boards have very specific requirements of also what they want to see in job posts. So we are a star partner with Indeed. So they share a lot of information with us on, this is what we're looking for. This is how we ultimately decide if a job is going to get posted to our site or not. So just sharing a couple of those things with you. And again, this one is a clickable link for even more that I'm talking about here, but they have a one job, one post rule. This is to prevent an employer for going into Indeed or posting a job in CareerPlug that gets sent to Indeed by going in and 7 days in a row posting the exact same job. Or you post it 6 times in one day, hoping that, I'm going to get more exposure because I posted the job the whole bunch of times. Indeed considers this duplication, and they will actually remove all of those job posts only allow one of them to be posted, but oftentimes they're going to just take them all down because they don't want duplicates because they're trying to provide a good candidate experience. So they want you to post one posting for one job. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't hire 2 or 3 individuals from that same job post, but they don't want you posting the same job, multiple times. So that's why we have a refresh tool at 30 days. You can refresh that. We also recommend, closing out those old jobs and opening up new ones. You could go into a job after it's been posted for maybe a week. Maybe you want to change the job title. Let's see if we can't find a different pool of applicants by changing the job title. Maybe I need to make my posting a little bit more robust with some additional benefits and perks. Maybe I didn't add that the first time around. So you can now go back in and make edits to hopefully, engage and get different applicants as well. So the way that CareerPlug works is when you post a job with us, every 2 hours, we send that we call a job feed to the major job boards. So if you made updates to a job today, that's still going to get sent to Indeed today, and they are going to make that change on their end as well, which is going to help you to be able to, potentially boost your applicant flow. We talked a little about job titles earlier, keeping them to something that an applicant is actually going to search for. Indeed also asks that they be simple and clear in the sense that you're not using exclamation points. You're not capitalizing every letter of the job title. You're not putting a sense of urgency. You're not listing exact dates and times of the position. Now, I know that feels like a lot of finger shaking, don't do, but it really will help you to be more successful. So if you have a sense of urgency, if you want to list the hours of the position, that's great. But do that in the posting itself, like now hiring, looking for immediately, apply today. Those types of urgency things you could definitely put in the posting itself, but just keep them out of the job title.
Hey, Britta, I think when we were working on the titles, didn't you also advise me to take out the slashes? Like,
yes,
different characters are not great for the title.
Yes, thank you. That is a very good point. Thank you for bringing that up, Kim. So along with not having that sense of urgency, no dashes, no backslashes, no forward slashes, no like ampersands, the @ sign, trying to just keep it very clear and simple without, no exclamation points, really no symbols at all, just clear text. You're on it, Kim. You're giving me all sorts of good stuff today. I like it.
Well, and you may, there was, when you talked about the multiple postings, I want to make sure, you may say this later, I may be jumping the gun, but I think it's really important that for our members that already have an account, like maybe they already have a job posted with Indeed, it's really important they take that job down before they put up their CareerPlug right? Because
Yes.
Indeed is going to see that as, oh, you've got two jobs, two postings for the same job. So be sure to take the one you did with Indeed down.
Absolutely. That is another great recommendation. Again, that would cause like a duplication. Yes, if you have any jobs posted on Indeed and you do choose to use CareerPlug, close out any of those jobs that you have on Indeed, unless you're sponsoring that job and paying for them and you want to continue to do that. You can sponsor jobs on Indeed directly through CareerPlug as well. So you are able to close out all of your jobs, repost them in CareerPlug using the job templates available to you, and your jobs will get the same organic visibility, meaning that if you post a job directly to Indeed unpaid and directly in CareerPlug that gets sent to Indeed, it gets the exact same placement and visibility. We have ensured this time and time again with Indeed. They actually hired somebody, not just for CareerPlug, but for all of the applicant tracking systems that they partner with, to test this for a few months to ensure that the jobs were getting the same visibility, similar, applicant flow. And then if you do want to, throw money at a job to help it to get more applicants, you can also take advantage of the Indeed sponsorship tool through CareerPlug as well. You still pay Indeed directly. We don't get any money through them or from you for posting jobs, but you can take advantage of those sponsorships as well. Okay. I want to talk a little bit now about, how else can you, boost your applicants and focusing on diversifying your applicant pool. So don't get me wrong, posting a job and having it sent to 14 job boards is impactful. You're going to get some applicants. You're going to get some Indeed applicants. But you don't always get quality applicants. You're probably going to get quantity. Yeah, you might get a whole bunch of applicants from Indeed. But where do you find your quality candidates? So this is diversifying your applicant pool in other places. So other places that your jobs do go is when you have a CareerPlug account, whether it's basic, pro, or premium, your jobs go to your own customizable, configurable careers page. So every agency, like Kim mentioned, has access to a free CareerPlug account, which has your own careers page. You can change it. Otherwise, it's already been pre-configured to look great for you. Your jobs go there. You can share out your careers page to whoever you want, whenever you want. You can create a QR code that links directly to your careers page. Stick it on the back of your business card. Pass it out to individuals that you feel might be a great fit. Put it on a flyer. Hang it up in your office if you get any of your customers, your clients that might be coming into the office. Other places that you could post this. Do you have, job boards locally in your city, even your state? You can use the URL from your careers page to post jobs in other places, driving those applicants directly back into CareerPlug to reply specifically to your jobs. I'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. Another great option is referrals. As you can see here, 16.7% of applicants that are hired through CareerPlug came from a referral, meaning that one of your employees, friends, or families, your neighbor whose daughter just graduated from college is looking for, new career. You're talking to your grandma and she knows somebody that's been an insurance agent for 10 years. They're looking for a new opportunity. Whatever that might be, there's a lot of those applicants out there that could be referred. So again, sharing your careers page with people, sending it out via email, whatever you can do to get referrals is going to help you to get some of those more quality applicants. And then along those same lines is also focusing on job boards that CareerPlug does not automatically post to jobs. And these can be, some that you might have to pay a fee for. You see Craigslist on there, you see Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, a couple of other ones. You have the availability to post your job in a lot of places. Again, a city website, a state job board. So you can create what's called a manual source. And there's a link that'll show you here how to do that in CareerPlug that creates, I'm going to use Facebook, for example. So you can no longer post a job directly in Facebook. They sunsetted their Facebook jobs, but you can join groups on Facebook. So I live near Green Bay, Wisconsin. I could search for groups in CareerPlug like moms groups, jobs in Green Bay. and a bunch of groups are going to pop up. I can ask to join those groups and post a free posting in that group that I'm looking for an employee. I can use the manual source that I created with CareerPlug, pop that in, just a URL, www something something something. They click on it. They're going to be taken directly to your job posting within your careers page to be able to apply for that job. Facebook Facebook groups is a really great way to reach people in your community that are actually actively looking for jobs. So we want you to be able to, again, utilize CareerPlug to be able to help with the life cycle of managing those applicants. Using these types of platforms gets you 9 times more hires. And again, it's going to bring in less applicants, but it's going to bring in more of those quality applicants that are going to convert to hires at a much higher percentage. All right, where are we at for time here? I want to talk a little bit about the plans that are available to CareerPlug. So we have, I'm just going to pull it up here. We have the basic, we have pro, and we have premium. So a basic plan for you all is $0. You can activate this at any time. You all have your own individualized activation code that we had created. That means when you activate your account, it is branded and it is ready for your agency. With that comes the branded careers page. You can take advantage of the job templates. The interview guides are there and email templates. With the free, your jobs do not get sent to any of the major job boards. But if you wanted to use this to do a lot of manual work, again, those manual sources, posting your jobs other places, sharing out your careers page, you could generate some applicants that do apply to your jobs. Then we have our pro, which has all the same things as the basic, but that's when you start to get some of the bells and whistles like text messaging, email templates, along with text message templates that are built in to be able to quickly send and communicate with applicants. You can schedule automatic rejections to unqualified candidates. You can get text messages to your own phone when applicants apply. If you want to set up that, you can as well. And then you can also take advantage of unlimited assessments. Assessments are a math and verbal assessment and a personality assessment. A lot of insurance agencies use the personality assessment. It gives you a baseline score. Generally speaking, anybody that gets a 65 or higher using our personality assessment has the personality and skill set to be successful in the insurance field. Doesn't mean that somebody with lower than a 65 wouldn't be successful, but they may or may not be as successful as somebody that scores higher than a 65. So it kind of gives you a little bit of a baseline if you use our personality assessments. Then we also have our premium plan. Premium has all the same features, again, as basic and pro, but it comes with our newest star product, which is Autopilot. Autopilot is an automated interview scheduling tool that is going to take away the logistical nightmare of actually scheduling interviews. So I'll talk about it in the sense of if you're using pro, an applicant applies, you have to go into the system manually, review those applicants. You have to manually send them a text. You have to manually send them an email to try to engage with them. If you don't hear from them, you have to go back into the system, send those messages again, hoping that you would hear from them. Once you do hear from them, then you have to manually schedule the time to schedule an interview. Kim, when are you available? Oh, that doesn't align with my schedule. Now, before we know it, 3 or 4 days have gone by before I'm actually able to solidify a very specific date and time to interview Kim. Our Autopilot program converts those applicants to interviews a lot faster because it does it for you. So if an applicant is a fast track applicant, meaning that they ideally answer the pre-screen questions, such as how many years of experience do you have? Do you have the required licensure? If their score, is 10 out of 10, they can automatically enter Autopilot, which means 2 minutes after they apply, the system will send them a text message thanking them for applying and sending them very specific dates and times based on your calendar. They will never view your calendar. They will only see the dates and times available to them to be able to schedule their interview right on the spot, basically. Like, I just applied, I can schedule my interview. The system will also try to engage with the applicant 4 times. So first a text message, 24 hours later an email, another 24 hours later, we're going to send a second text and a second email. So 4 touch points to try to engage with that applicant. If they're not a fast track applicant, but you still want to engage with them, you would just click Autopilot next to the candidate's name. And then they will enter that automated process as well to try to get that interview scheduled a lot quicker. Some of the major job boards are listed down there at the bottom. That's just a few of them. The top 5 where you probably are going to get your applicants from. Also goes to, things like Google Jobs, places like that as well, to help you get the most exposure out of your job postings as possible.
I have to say, so I have a Calendly link on my email signature.
Yeah.
And when you talk about the scheduling, that's what I think of is my Calendly link. It is unbelievable how much time I save when I'm trying to schedule a meeting. I just use that Calendly link and it's just immediate. So, if you were to say, okay, I'm going to interview people on Thursdays between 10 and noon and 1 and 3 or whatever, and then you just open your calendar and connect it to CareerPlug, and you just know that if you have candidates, they're going to get slotted into those time slots. It's just, I feel like that is such a huge time savings because we're hiring people in and amongst doing all the other things, all the other insurance agency things. And so there's always fires we're putting out. But to know that candidates are getting scheduled and we're not having to stop what we're doing and do it is just amazing to me. I just think that's awesome. That's just
It's such a time savings.
Yeah.
No, it is. It's such a time savings. And that's the way that CareerPlug we're trying to go is as many of these automations as we can to help you save time. We know how busy you are as small business owners. Some of you, even if you have multiple locations, it's a lot. And if you don't have HR professionals and you don't have dedicated people sitting around reviewing applicants all day, you need something that can help you out and do it faster. Other automations that we have, again, is like those rejections, text message reminders to the applicants once you've gotten an interview scheduled, reminding them to, place and time of the interview, just another way to encourage them to show up. And we're going to be building in more automations as we move forward too. All right, so if you think that Britta might know what she's talking about a little bit, and this CareerPlug thing sounds kind of cool, you can take advantage of activating your free CareerPlug account at any time by going to the link here they provided, app.careerplug.com/get started. If you don't know your activation code, you can simply put in your business email. We also have the business emails for all of the IAT members. And so then it'll activate your account just based on your business email. If for some reason you enter an email that maybe we aren't privy to, or maybe it had changed based on the information that, maybe we got from IAT, if the system doesn't recognize it, you'll get a message that says, we don't recognize this email. A member of our team will be reaching out to you. Typically within about 24 hours, one of our account executives will reach out to you to help you get your account activated. Once you have activated that free basic account, you can play around in there. You can post a job. Then if you are actively recruiting and you need to hire right now, that's when we really encourage you to upgrade to either the pro or the premium. Premium, you get a free 14-day trial where you can try out the product before paying for it. Going the route of premium, if you get that free 14-day trial, that's when I would ask that you try to make that commitment to attend a training, contact support, really learn how to use the system and use autopilot before you start getting charged, on day 15. We also have a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you take advantage of premium, after 14 days, you get charged. You have an additional 30 days to cancel if you just decide it's just not for you, whatever that might be. It is an annual subscription. But then also, I wanted to share some resources with you on how you can get started and get some help. So we have live trainings every Tuesday and every Thursday. If you activate your account or you upgrade your account, I highly, highly, highly consider you to register for one of these. Again, you can click on the link up here. Every Tuesday, every Thursday, we host a 30-minute training that will allow you to walk away knowing how to post your job, how to review incoming applicants, and how to start making hires. If you want to take advantage of the premium and use the autopilot, there is a 6-minute setup. As Kim mentioned, you have to integrate your calendar. You have to add autopilot to your CareerPlug account. And you have to designate within CareerPlug the exact dates and times you do want to interview. So first, the system's going to look at your calendar. Okay, there's some availability then. But then in the CareerPlug, if you've also designated, maybe you don't ever want to schedule interviews over your lunch or early in the morning or late afternoon, whatever it might be, then the system looks at that availability and only sends the candidate those dates and times. You can also register. These are every other week trainings on how to set up autopilot and how to use it to be successful to save you more time in converting those applicants to interviews. And then it doesn't stop there. We want to support you in this recruitment journey. We want to make sure that you're fully supported with your questions, your how-tos, your challenges, something's not working. On the left, there's a whole bunch of resources here for you. We have a very robust online help center where you could search for your questions. You can also call CareerPlug to speak with a hiring expert Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Central Time. You'll get a live representative, a hiring expert to ask your questions, lead you through, help you with your questions, get you the solutions and answers that you need. You can also email support@careerplug.com. And then lastly, we have a consultation team. Our consultation team is really built for those members that they already have a CareerPlug account. They know how to post a job. They know how to make a hire, but you know what? I'm just not getting the applicants that I thought I would using CareerPlug, or I just am not meeting my recruitment goals. You can schedule, this is a link to a Calendly. You can schedule a consultation, 20-minute consultation with somebody on our consultant team to talk about your recruitment goals. They'll look at your account, they'll review your job templates, they'll talk about, what could you be doing better, make some actionable suggestions to help you reach those recruitment goals. And again, that's an unlimited resource as well. I will send over this to Kim. She can send you this as a resource. Please check out any of the clicks, reviews, any of the things that I talked about too today.
Yes, thank you so much, Britta. I appreciate your time. Have a great day, guys. We'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.